Alright, so today I'm going to be doing a review. This is a little bit different than I normally do. I've imported these Q-tips, and they're 6-layer Japanese pigskin 14 millimeter, and you see they have a clear. Alright, so as you can see in the close-up, there it is right there. You can see that clear pad right there, and then the 6 layers. All right, it's imported Japanese pigskin, quality tip. Going to be doing the install. So as you can see right here, I already cut off the old tip. Now I'm going to go ahead and shave off the last bit. What I do is, instead of killing my bit, a lot of people will shave down the old tip. I just take a utility knife, you put it right there. You got to watch the ferrule, rock back and forth to slice right through on that tip. So let me go ahead and start this up. Now I'm taking off just thin layers. You got to be careful not to get into that ferrule. You just want to take the sliver. All right, so now you got a nice smooth surface there. I'm going to go ahead. I take sanding sponge, and I just go ahead and roughen up the edge. That's all. Now I have a nice clean portion of the ferrule. All right, so now we have it all cleaned up. A little bit of a rough surface on the ferrule. I had already sanded the edge of this just ever so lightly to clear pad. So let's get set up to do the install. So you see I have this little tippalizer here. I just go ahead and put the tip inside there. It's going to go right here on my chuck. I get it situated, and then you can see once I have the glue on, I'm going to press right in there, lock this down, let it sit for a few minutes. So it's very, very important that you let that sit. Don't rush the job. All right. The best glue that I found from Q Components, Tough Tip. Excellent, excellent glue. So what I do is I go ahead and I lay a towel down here, paper towel, so if anything drips, I'm not getting it on my equipment. We're going to get set. Put a little glue on there. Very, very important step within the process. You want to do this properly. So now I go ahead, move forward, and make sure my tips are all lined up correctly. I get off any excess glue right away from that squeezes out onto the ferrule. The less cleanup I have to do, the better. So I got all that glue cleaned up. I'm going to lock this down. All right, so that's locked down, and that keeps the pressure applied onto the tip. Let that sit a few minutes, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, here's a nice close-up of the Jazzanry tip that I just put on here. I'm going to go ahead and shave it down so it's flush with the ferrule, and then we're going to put a nickel radius on the tip. All right, so now I'm going to remove this pressure off the tip. We're all set. Now I got to change it out. I'm going to put my cutting tool on there. Get that situated. I'm going to shave it down, then I'm going to finish it. So get this set up. Let's go ahead and shave this down. Got to be careful. Do not go into that ferrule. I'm going to go ahead and feel. I can still feel a little bit of a ridge. Just ever so slightly. And there's a hair of glue residue. And that's fine. We get that off with the razor blade. So, it's looking good so far. I'm going to go ahead and grab a blade. Don't try this at home. You know, a lot of people could get hurt, you know, doing it this way. But once you get the knack of it, it's pretty simple. So all I'm going to do is put the blade flush to the ferrule and then come out on a slight angle to get this perfect flush with the ferrule. And that's it. That's perfectly flush with the ferrule. I'll take a little side view over here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to taper this end. All right, so now we shaved it down flush with the ferrule. Here's the side view. You can see that clear pad right there. I think this tip's going to look really nice. All right, so now I have my radius turner set up. I love this tool. I have it set. You have to fine tune it yourself. I have it set for a nickel radius. It's the most popular radius on the tip. But I could adjust it to do a dime radius as well. So let's go ahead and bring this to the nickel radius. See, I just want to do it in slight increments. I don't want to heat up or overwork the tip. And as you can see, I got a beautiful radius on there. And I'll do a side view so you can see how it's looking. All right, so here's a nice side view. You can see what the tip looks like at this stage. All right, so now we have the tip installed, shaved down. I'm gonna go ahead and just take some 400 grit sandpaper. And we're just gonna work the tip itself. We're not gonna touch the ferrule. We're just trying to get it nice and close, make it that much smoother. You can see, make sure you keep rotating that sandpaper. You want clean. So again, I'm lefty, I'm doing this righty because of the way the camera is. So I'm just working that. All right, that was the 400. I move over to 600, do the same thing. And the 600, it's okay if you get onto the ferrule. It won't damage it. So again, just go ever so slightly. You don't put a lot of pressure. I'm just touching the tip lightly. I'm looking at the shape of it and so forth. Then I move over to 800. Smooths it out really, really nice. And on my machine, I'm down to almost dead accurate on my cuts. So I have minimal sanding. I'm within 1/100,000th of an inch on my cutter. You can see it's nice and smooth. All right, now I'm gonna finish it with, I go to 2000. Some people use 1200. I go to 2000. Gives it a really nice sheen. Again, ever so lightly. Feels really, really good. Yeah, real nice. No edges whatsoever. You could take your nail and check. There's absolutely no edges. That's what you want. You want that, you know, that tip to the ferrule completely flush. That's why, you know, I highly recommend if you get a Q maker or a Q repair near you and you want to put a tip on, don't try it at home. You could really damage the ferrule. Just giving you, you know, the best advice I could give you. So now we're going to go ahead and use a liquid burnisher. Burnish the edges. That helps seal the tip itself. Let me put it under power again. And you can see right away how beautiful that makes the tip. All right, so we got the burnisher in there. Now we take the burnishing pad, and that's my piece of leather. I'm going to go ahead and work the edge. You can see how nice that finishes off the tip. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then what I like to do is, for the ultimate finish, is just finish it with a little bit of wax. And this tip would be absolutely beautiful. I mean, you could leave it at this point, and I'll do a side view so you can see what I'm talking about, how nice it looks. All right, so here's that side view with just the burnisher. It looks great. Most people will be happy there. I'm just gonna put a drop of wax on there to really seal off the edge of that tip. All right, so here I have my wax. I'm just gonna put a little drop of wax on there. You don't use a lot. Little goes a long way on wax. And this you must do under power. Because you want to build up some heat. Not too much to where you're going to run the tip, but again, it's a knack, and here we go. And I want that wax to really protect this tip. So again, it'll come out absolutely beautiful. And it's a real nice finishing touch to a tip. So let's get the side view again, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so here's that close-up view. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can see once I put the wax on there, the really nice deep shine it has. So here we go. I'm trying to refocus there. So you can see it. I mean, that's what we're looking for. Flush, truly flush finish between the tip and the ferrule, and perfect nickel radius. So again, anybody interested in this tip, there'll be a description and a link below. And I played with it for quite a while. I'm just putting this on a custom shaft. This is a Peach Hour shaft on here, 13 mil. And they played with mine and they loved it. So again, this is a Jazenry 6-layer tip with the clear pad, and I imported them from the UK.